working now? There we go. We're working. It's taking me a minute to try to figure out why things weren't working, but now things are working. Okay, so I will start in just a second. I just want to make sure everything's up and running on everything that it should be. There we go. Alright. Maybe it's not showing up quite yet. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Trying to change the thumbnail and it won't let me. Love that. Okay, well maybe give it another minute or two and then figure out what's going on and get into stuff. Okay, well, it does say that it's live. It's just being dumb on my phone, so I can't change the thumbnail quite yet. But that's okay. We have it all figured out, I think, for now. Okay, so I'll change the thumbnail later. It'll be fine. So we're going to talk about the demo footage. I'm going to get a drink of water first, because I might be talking a while. Who knows? Okay. So there was demo footage that came out, I believe it was yesterday. And we're going to talk about that. So this is your one and only spoiler warning. If you do not want to hear anything related to the game, this is your warning now. For those who are still here, let's get into this stuff. I'm just going to start playing some of this stuff in the background. We'll talk about it, go through it. All the videos that are going to be featured in this stream are already in the description. So these gameplay demos, these gameplay demos, it turns out that there was 2 1-hour sessions, it sounded like. One of the sessions, people could record up to 15 minutes of gameplay, and that was about it. There's a lot of things that people couldn't talk about. Like, they could show it, but they couldn't say what the name of it was or talk about it at all. And it sounds like a couple people got to areas that Nintendo didn't want them to get to, and they were flat out told, yeah, don't go there. But, yeah, we'll just skip around to the fun stuff. So, there was a Sky Island part of it, and then there was, like, an on-the-ground part of it. Oops. Also, yes, I still have ads. So, you'll have to give me a moment. Because I can't skip it. Okay. Apparently we're just going to watch another ad. Sorry about that. Okay, so here's some of the Sky Island stuff. A lot of this stuff was, like I said, heavily monitored by Nintendo. But it sounded like one of the segments, they kind of throw you on a Sky Island and they tell you, you need to get to this other island, figure out how to get there. So, it does look like there's a new paraglider thing as well. It looks like it's like the Yiga type stuff. Also, these pinball looking things that are on the screen right now, that's how you get the stuff to build stuff. So, like the flying machine that has been in previous videos, this is how you get the stuff to, like, make, like, the steering wheel for it. Which sounds like some of these things you actually do need a steering wheel for. Stuff like the boat that they showed in the demo a while back, I'm pretty sure you don't need one for that one. But, yeah, it sounds like there's some sort of, like, Rivali's Gale equivalent. It's not quite Rivali's Gale, but, so yeah, here's the steering wheel thing I was talking about in the middle there. But yeah, one of his, like, Zonai abilities now is similar to Rivali's Gale, where it launches you up in the air. However, it does have, you know, it's unlike Rivali's Gale, it doesn't have sounds like it doesn't have a certain amount of like required recharge time. Sounds like it's maybe shorter than the 5 minutes that you have to wait for Revali's Gale to refresh itself. But we're just gonna hop around and it sounds like there's more Koroks, or at least, the Koroks are still in the game. But one of the puzzles that somebody talked about was one where you had to help a Korok with a backpack go get to his friend on a different sky island. And once you solve the puzzle, you get 2 Korok seeds from it, which I really do hope that the reward for getting all the Koroks is better this time around, other than, just the stuff that you got from Heisu at the end. Because that wasn't really worth 900 Korok seeds. I never got all 900. I did get all 120 shrines, though. And that was well worth it to me. But, yeah, there's a bunch of new stuff that hasn't been shown before. When the wheel comes up again for his abilities, I can show you the one that I think... Oh, here it is. Oops. Gotta go back a little bit. Okay, apparently a lot. Okay, so yeah, the red one, the blue one, Ascend, which is like the Revali's Gale one. Yes, I'm very excited for Tears of the Kingdom 2. I've had a countdown on my phone for I don't know, since they released the date. It's crazy that it's in 2 weeks now. Anyway, I believe it's this green one and the orange one that are new. Because this is Ascend, this is the Zonai Hand, this is the Fuse, and I believe the purple one was the other one that they showed off, but I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Oh, Ultra Hand is one of them, which is the green hand thing. But somebody actually found out, what the name of... They don't have it in this video, but, the, toga looking thing, that outfit set actually has a name. I should look it up real quick. Yeah, there's lots of fun new stuff. Lots of new, Zonai weapons, and somebody actually messed around with, the meat arrows. I'm still not quite sure what they do. I mean, they might distract bokoblins? I don't know. The person that was messing around with them didn't really, show what they did. They just kind of launched it. But it sounds like the bokoblins, every enemy is going to drop some sort of horn. Unlike, it's sort of, orange one is recall, thank you. Yeah, I think they showed off, 4 of them, because they didn't show off all of them. One of them is new. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the new stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what the name of that gear was called. Okay, so it's called the Arcanic tunic or something like that. It's the toga looking thing that's kind of been in previous trailers. Sorry, lost for words right now. Apparently I'm that excited. But I don't know, everything is battery based now, and it sounds like that the little green things on the side of Link, I don't know if you can see them now. I don't think you can. Showed off Recall in the gameplay. Yeah, I know, it's Recall, Ascend, Ultra Hand, and Fuse that I think they showed off. I'm pretty sure they didn't show off 1 or 2 other things. But I just know that one of them was new. I don't remember which one. Here, we'll just go ahead and skip to this video. Maybe we'll get some new stuff to look at. But yeah, it sound like Nintendo didn't let anybody see if there was what the underground stuff looks like. But yeah, here's the battery things. Those like little things on like the side of him, the little green things that have been on like the promo images that I talked about in the last stream. Those are like backup batteries. If I understand it correctly. Yeah, I'm so excited for tilt controls again. So let's just jump to the Sky Island stuff. So yeah, this set of clothes that he's wearing now is like the archaic. I think that's how you pronounce it. Don't quote me on that one. But yeah, that is a Zonai bow that he has. I don't know. Is auto build. Oh yeah, there's another feature where you can actually like save your previous creations, and as long as you have the parts for it, you can just build it. I don't know how else to explain it other than that, but it's kind of like the whole like summoning Epona with the, or it's not Epona, but like any horse, with the ancient horse gear, except for as long as you have the parts, you can summon something that you've made before, which means there's probably some sort of like save creation feature. But it sounds like I watched a couple people's videos on it. Like the one that we're watching right now is Zeltic's video, which I thought it was better than the other one that I watched, which the other one that I watched was IGN. I feel like the dude was a little too critical of everything. But yeah, I don't know what else I'm missing. Probably come back to me in a minute or two if I think about it. But what do other people think of all this new stuff? Because I know that I've been talking a lot about new stuff. But yeah, whistle sprinting is not a thing anymore either. You can't summon your horse with a whistle. Oh, and the travel medallion sounds like it's going to be an automatic feature that you get at some point, probably during the game. I kind of doubt that it's right off the bat. But it's not going to be a DLC feature like it was with Breath of the Wild. Also, I found out that one of the horse armors that was shown off in the news trailer is actually something that's in Breath of the Wild. I just didn't know that. I guess it's the knight's horse armor, I believe. Or at least it looks a lot like that one. But yeah, apparently that one's in Breath of the Wild, and I didn't know that one was in there. Also, these new things, it's on the left, on the right side of the screen now, the tower-looking things, are the equivalent to Sheikah Towers, but it sounds like they're surrounded by monsters this time, whereas part of them were surrounded by monsters in Breath of the Wild. So it sounds like that, or it looks like that third number in the mini-map is the depth one. Yeah, I am very excited to see all this new stuff. And it sounds like, based off of, like, the demos, you can't, I don't know, you don't have Epona right away, and so you can't whistle for Epona. So maybe she's in the game, maybe she isn't, I have no idea. Yeah, I think it must be the green one, the green tool. That looks like a navigation one. Oh yeah, yep, the orange one is recall. But yeah, Nintendo was being a stickler, I guess, and didn't want people to share more than 15 minutes of content. But yeah, this video they go through all the abilities. So like, here's one of the mob, just go away. Okay. Here's one of the mob bosses that are at like the new Sheikah Tower. things. And, yeah. It's auto build, so is it like a Lego video game? Where, like, you just press a button and he just does his thing, you know? It sounds like the gems do different things too when you're using them as arrows or attaching them to arrows. But yeah, there's a lot of new stuff and I'm so excited for it. Lots of new like features and items, and there's actually apparently like that purple thing that was just on there a second ago. That if you shoot it on an arrow, it makes the enemies fight each other, which that's kind of nice. Oh yeah, so the thing about the horns, every mob is going to drop things like they did in Breath of the Wild, except for the horns you can use to like make things better, I think is my understanding of it. Or I don't know, it's some sort of thing that you can use as an upgrade feature. But I don't know, I think Fuse is a little ridiculous sometimes. Like, the stuff attaching to your shield. Oh, yeah, here's the thing that I was talking about that's like Rivali's Gales. If you attach a rocket to your shield. Hello. How are you? We're just talking about Zelda. But yeah, I wasn't that big of a fan of IGN's coverage on it because it seemed like they were extremely critical of the game, which I get it, you know, it is a very big deal because, you know, this is the sequel to, like, Nintendo's best game. So, I mean, obviously people are going to be critical of it, and to me, it does, I think it was in this video, or I don't know, one of the videos that I was watching, somebody said that it feels like a true sequel, and that it doesn't feel like oh, here's the same map, here's a couple new items, have fun type of deal. It actually, you know, seems like it's its own game, but also like the same as Breath of the Wild, like map wise. I don't know, I guess that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, for infinite battery? Yeah, that'll be interesting to see, like, all the new glitches and stuff. Because I know people won't be able to whistle sprint anymore. I think it was in this Zeltic video that they tried to do it, and you can't whistle for horses anymore. Which, maybe we don't have horses anymore. I don't know, Epona was in the trailer, so I kind of doubt that they're going to take horses out of the game. And I don't know if they just, like, don't let you sprint now, or, like, if it's just normal sprinting. It's probably just normal sprinting. But it'd be really funny if they took out sprinting and you had to walk everywhere if there's no horses anymore. That would really be terrible, though. I think the whole Ascend thing is kind of funny. He's just swimming through the floor. He's like, hey dudes, I'm in the floor. So yeah, all these videos are going... I've tried to whistle sprint, but I can't figure it out. I don't know, I just prefer to take horses everywhere. I like my horse too much. So yeah, here's the menu. It sounds like there's gonna be more categories, so yeah, there's like this bulbs thing. Oh, there's a, there is a movable cooking pot in the game now, but the catch is that you can only use it for, like, one meal, which, I mean, great, you can take it with you and all, but, like, you can only make one meal with it and then it breaks. So yeah, here is what looks to be the new menu. You know, you got clothes, weapons, shields, or bows, shields, weapons, food, the cooked stuff, the Zonai orbs. I'm assuming special stuff, and then settings. That's not an acorn. That looks like a leek. But yeah, looks like there's a new flower that looks like, if you've ever seen Tangled, it looks a lot like the flower from Tangled. But yeah, like in the horn over here, looks a lot like Midna's headpiece in Twilight Princess. I don't know, maybe it's a nod to that. It looks like there's new mushrooms, and this looks like the star thing looks a lot like, I wasn't done with that menu yet. Looks a lot like the star fragments that are in Breath of the Wild. So here's a couple more of the new things. I mean, there's some recognizable things like the pepper and the apples and the meat. Obviously stuff from Breath of the Wild. But there's a bunch of new stuff up here. So like, it looks like Amber has a different one. You just whistle and hold forward and then spam B. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really bad at it. I just end up whistling or sprinting, not both. I don't know. I like this flower that's right beside like the weed looking things. And I like these little, I don't know, I like the Zonai stuff. I am so excited for the new store. So yeah, here's the cooking pot thing that I was talking about, where it's like a one-time deal. Oh, and there's apparently recipe cards now too, where if you go into the thing, or maybe they'll show it off, so you can actually check recipe now, and it'll show you like what's in it or something. I don't know, I haven't seen what pressing that button actually does, so don't quote me on anything. I am just here to spread the news to people who don't know. But yeah, the one-stop or the one-use cooking pot will probably be nice, you know, for like the times that like you need it, you know, like mid-battle, and like your base stuff isn't doing enough. I don't know. I'm excited. I have a feeling that there's going to be so much more to do than what they're showing off in the demos or anything like that. It's going to be crazy. And like the story especially is what I'm excited about, because there is so much new stuff. Like we went over the trailers in the last stream. There is so much new stuff, like story-wise and gameplay-wise, that I have a feeling that I'm going to spend hours and hours and hours playing this game. Like, if you don't see me for a couple weeks, like, that's probably why. It's me just playing it nonstop. What are some other people's thoughts on the gameplay demo, or theories about the story? I'd like to hear what people have to think. I like discussing possibilities of things. Like, I think Zelda and that one girl with long hair. Like, there's clearly some correlation between them. Whether that's, you know, the long-haired girl is Hylia, or I had this other thought the other day. I don't think it was in stream, but the thought was maybe it's like a Zonai princess that happens to look a lot like Zelda, because her ears are different. So yeah, like I said, all of these videos that I'm playing right now are all in the description of this stream. So if you want to go see what they actually have to say instead of what I have to say, which, fine by me, get lots of opinions on things. You know, these people are probably more well-versed in what the game has to offer because they actually played the demo, whereas I'm just here reporting on what I heard and what I've seen. So here's the travel medallion thing again. Sounds like it's going to be a base game thing and not a DLC exclusive. But I don't know. I am fascinated and excited to I don't know, I like the creativity aspect of this, but at the same time, I'm not creative, so we'll see how this goes. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for right now. Unless I missed something, which I might have. Oh yeah, here's the Zonai devices. The rocket, the like air balloon looking thing, and then there's the remote thing, like the steering wheel type deal. But it looks like they all have like these little symbols on it, which if you saw the like the pre-order stuff that Nintendo had, it came with pins, like a set of pins, and that was one of the pins. So yeah, they have like gumball machine looking things for getting those Zonai material things. And those little cool little orb things are basically what you have to put in there to get one. Yeah, but it looks like you get like 2 or 3 per like core, Zonai core thing. But I don't know, I'm excited to see, because when we talked about the art book last time, I mentioned the fact that I wasn't going to cover a couple things because I don't want things to be spoiled for people, but there is a new village and race of people, I guess, is how you'd call it. They look a lot like Hylians. Oh, I like the name of the thing, so that looks cool. Yeah, they look very similar to Hylians, and that's why I'm kind of thinking that maybe this girl that looks like Zelda but has longer ears and long hair but kind of the same thing going on isn't necessarily Hylia, but is like a Zonai princess that looks a lot like Zelda or something. I have no idea, because in the ruins that we saw in an early trailer, there was a long hair girl falling down. So maybe Ganon got it wrong. Maybe it was supposed to be this other girl that fell down, and maybe that other girl that fell down was supposed to be Hylia. Who knows? I also think the, I don't know her name, obviously, or their name, I guess, because I don't know what it is. But one of the other characters that was featured in the most recent one that we don't have a name for quite yet, other than the long-haired girl, she seems to be pretty important too, as well as the guy that Zelda's talking to in, like, I would assume it's like the Zonai equivalent of, like, what was it? Like the different, like, springs that Zelda went to. I'm assuming it's a Zonai spring. I mean, it has the Zonai looking stuff, so that's probably a safe bet. But yeah, lots and lots and lots of new stuff. And I'm very excited to see how it all comes together, and on top of all the gameplay, what the story is going to be. Because I know I've talked about the story like a million times at this point, but that is what I am most excited for, is to see where they take the game story-wise. Because there are so many different directions that you can go based off of just the stuff that we saw in the trailers. But yeah, I think that's about all I have for now. Like I said, there's like 4 people's videos in the description if you want to go check those out and hear what they have to say. But I think we'll wrap things up there, because that's all I have for now, and we'll talk more closer to when the game gets released and shortly after the game gets released, and I will be filling you in on all the things that I find out, maybe as I go, or maybe when I get done with the game we'll talk about the story or cutscenes, or whatever it is. But there will be another stream where we do talk about all that. So for now, have a lovely rest of your week, and I know there's only like a day and a half day-ish left in the week, but enjoy the rest of your today and the rest of your tomorrow, because the weekend is almost here. And tomorrow is going to be 2 weeks until Tears of the Kingdom comes out, which is exciting.